I don't usually give any financial advice, but I'm going to make an exception this one time. Stop what you're doing right now and go buy Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The book, not the movie. Buy a nice one, preferably a hard copy. Anything that was printed before 2022. Then save it. Keep it nice and dry in a dark room. It's going to be worth an absolute fortune someday. Now, if you can't find Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, get anything from Roald Dahl. BFG or perhaps The Witches. It doesn't really matter. Now, you might be thinking that these books have been around forever. Why would they be valuable now? Well, we're witnessing a modern-day book burning. This time, the woke police are coming for your children's classics. From Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, do you remember Augustus Gloop, the fat kid who couldn't stop eating everything? It was a metaphor for greed. It was part of the storytelling to teach children lessons about human behavior and the consequences for lacking self-control. But the woke police don't think modern audiences can handle the word fat. So that's gotta go. And what about the Oompa Loompas? The little orange men who help make the delicious chocolate in the candies. Whoa! Hold on a minute, you racist, bigoted homophobe. They weren't men. They were never men. They were always just people. Yep, they're gender neutral now, to make sure they don't offend anyone. I've never heard of anyone being offended by Oompa Loompas. But the woke police can never be too sure. And hey, who called them little? You stop that right now, you sizophobe. So what's happening is that all of Roald Dahl's literary work is being rewritten by sensitivity gurus to remove language that they deem offensive. Who the hell do you think you are to deem what is offensive and then rewrite history? Seriously, what kind of truly evil person gets to decide what offends other people and what they're allowed to read and enjoy? This is a tyrant of the worst kind. But, shocking, it gets even worse. Because it always gets worse. Here's a few of the new revisions that are being published. Mrs. Twit's fearful ugliness has been changed to just ugliness. And Mrs. Hoppy in SEO Trot is not an attractive middle-aged lady, but a kind middle-aged lady. See, they have to remove femininity. So, an attractive lady? You're out of here. Gender is also eliminated with books, and they're no longer referring to any female characters. This is that feminism for you. Women gotta go. Miss Trunchbull in Matilda, once a, quote, most formidable female, is now a most formidable woman. While her great horsey face is now just her face. Oompa Loompas were once small men. They're now small people. Fantastic Mr. Fox's 3 sons have magically become 3 daughters. In The Witches, a paragraph describing them as bald under their wigs is followed shortly by a new line. There are plenty of other reasons why women might wear wigs, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. A witch was posing as a cashier in a supermarket. She now works as a top scientist. Matilda reads Jane Austen instead of Rudyard Kipling. And mental health was another focal point for the sensitivity readers with words like crazy and mad, which Dahl used in a comic fashion. Well, those have all been removed from his books now. But there's one that stands out as being the most egregious and the most destructive. The big friendly giant in the BFG no longer wears a black cloak, and characters cannot turn white with fear, as the words black and white no longer exist in the new editions. They removed any reference to black and white. Do they know that black and white still exist? It's just removing the words doesn't make the concept of black and white go away. The problem with extreme racists is that they see racism everywhere. Everything to them is racist. Now, I love coffee, drink it every day. I always use the same giant coffee mug. It's black. Is that a racist coffee mug? Of course not. And you'd be an idiot to even think that anything black needs to be changed and now referred to as dark gray or midnight or anything else. I thought we were all in agreement that racists were the bad guys. Why are they in control? And all the new rules are being created by these racists. I'm telling you, you're not going to like where this goes. Like every other mandated plan, it will backfire. It'll create more of the thing they're trying to get rid of. So what is their actual goal? Well, they want to make every single book, TV show, movie, song, poem, everything so sanitized it could never offend anyone. Well, that's impossible. But worse than that, you'll always find someone who is offended at everything, and this woke crowd will bend over backwards to make sure that one hopelessly delusional person is never offended. You want to see what this is like? You know what? I have an exact example for you. Do you remember the Democrat Socialist Convention that was a few years ago? It will be a nightmare. See, they were trying to have a meeting, but every time someone spoke, there was a grievance because someone was upset. It got so bad that the leader of this kind of spoke up and said, hey guys, can we just get back on track and get this meeting moving or something like that? The whole room erupted in protest because she said, hey guys, and that was gendered language. It was total chaos.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
Quick point of privilege once again. Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety. Like, the be comradely isn't just for, like, let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't going to get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance as a delegate, okay?
I see that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, when we can do something like reducing that, that's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. You don't know who it is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. And additionally, with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go into that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent, for instance, right? Because we don't want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right? And there are right-wing infiltrators who are trying to get in here, but it's going to be really traumatic for people if we're not making an affirmative effort to de-escalate each other and de-escalate ourselves, right? Take a deep breath. And feel better before you say anything. Don't really talk to anybody who doesn't have a credential, especially if they claim to be from the press. You have no idea who that person is. Please do not talk to anybody who identifies themselves as a member of the press without having credentials. Don't talk to cops. Don't talk to MAGA assholes. We're almost there. But thank you. We are going to be visited tomorrow by some MAGA protesters. Is there anybody here who's done abortion clinic escort work? By all means, don't talk to cops if there are cops there for any reason at all.
That's what they want. No one can speak at all. Because if they offend someone, the woke mob will come for you. That's their goal. No one is allowed to speak. They literally said it. Now, this country was founded by strong men who hated censorship. The best, and really the only way to defeat this madness is simply say no. Violence is not required. Just no. But you gotta mean it. When they come for you, and they might, just speak clearly and loudly. That kind of scares them. See, this problem is easy to win. It just takes standing up for your values. That's it.